Days of Our Lives spoilers for the next 2 weeks, December 1st to December 12th, reveal that fans will see Kat Green's drugging plot along with a Chicago stalker scare. Brady Black and Sarah Horton. Kyriakis' love will also bloom, so that'll lead to more dual drama. During the week of December 1 to 5, Days spoilers say Theo Carver will join forces with DiMera. So they may have a corporate strategy session or mull over theories about all the missing DiMeras. Chad DiMera is now on the list since he just got tossed in the crypt with Kristen DiMera and Tony DiMera, so he's going to miss his upcoming custody hearing soon enough. Over with Kat, she'll try to bargain with Jennifer Horton Devereaux, who will ultimately call her a predator and lash out. Kat may not be successful in striking a deal with Jennifer, who may insist on taking the kids away from Chad regardless. During a conversation with EJ, Kat will inadvertently jog his memory somewhat. EJ will recall hearing Kat's voice reading Wuthering Heights, so he may eventually figure out it must have happened while he was comatose at the facility in Italy. While EJ mulls over some tricky questions, Days spoilers say Belle Black will turn to Paulina Price for help. Will that involve a plan to handle this whole situation with unstable Rachel Black and Kristen's false confession? Speaking of Rachel, she'll be forced to begin her Bayview inpatient treatment. Brady will have to give Rachel some tough love and leave her there until she can get better. Unfortunately, Rachel could get worse instead, depending on how far Sophia Choi leads her astray. Sophia has only been pretending when it comes to her lack of communication skills, so she'll sneak in Rachel's room and connect with her. While Katie Roberts Brady and Maggie Kyriakis discuss Titan's future, Steve Johnson will cause some issues between Alex Kyriakis and Stephanie Johnson. Stephanie may get updates on Alex passing along that creepy fan mail to Steve and asking him to look into the sender. Since Stephanie already downplayed that letter as nothing, she may lash out over Alex going behind her back on this. Stephanie will head to Chicago for her book tour, so her stalker will follow her to her suite. Although that stalker, who is presumably Stephanie's former kidnapper, Owen Kent, won't snatch Stephanie yet, he could cause a scare or two at the hotel. The week of December 8-12 will bring even more stalker chaos as things turn increasingly dangerous. There'll be a potential bio-threat that becomes part of the story after Alex opens a piece of mail with a mysterious powder inside. As for Theo, it looks like he'll become a DiMera captive and help the others mull over some mystery bones in the crypt. Next, Days spoilers say Kat will decide to seduce EJ, so she'll plant a kiss and secretly drug him. That'll give Kat a chance to snoop at the DiMera mansion, but Rafe Hernandez may not be happy about her going rogue. While Sophia manipulates Rachel at Bayview, Brady will lean on Sarah. Love will start to bloom, so Xander's jealousy will become a bigger problem as this storyline moves along. Days of Our Lives spoilers say the next 2 weeks will bring some fierce outbursts and unsettling news. So stay tuned. Days of Our Lives spoilers are in for the week of December 1st, 2025. Fans can expect Chad DiMera to find himself in captivity. Theo Carver forms an alliance with DiMera. Plus, Sophia Choi and Rachel Black bond in Bayview. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the Peacock soap opera. Let's start off with Chad, who never made it to the Horton house for Thanksgiving. While Thomas DiMera didn't want to see his father anyway, Charlotte DiMera misses her dad. When Chad wakes up, he will likely be confused, just as Tony DiMera and Kristen DiMera were. While Jennifer Horton Devereaux is annoyed, this isn't like Chad at all. Other people in Chad's life could worry, such as EJ and Theo. In fact, this is likely what prompts EJ and Theo to team up. Will they be able to follow the clues and find Chad, Tony, and Kristen? Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of December 1st reveal that a bed will open up at Bayview. It seems that Rachel will end up bonding with Sophia. I'm not sure if they will help each, or be really bad for one another. Gwen Rischek von Leuschner takes pity on Xander Cook Kyriakis. These two have a romantic history, so I wonder if they will rekindle things. They did make a decent enough couple. Two struggling villains finding solace in each other. Kayla Johnson confirms Marlena Evans' diagnosis. Marlena then opens up to Leo Stark. EJ becomes fixated on his past, which likely involves Kat's memory. Plus, Gabby Hernandez warns Theo. Also, Kat offers Jennifer a deal. The only deal I can think of that Jennifer would consider accepting is Kat leaving Salem. Also, Jack Devereaux tries to guide Thomas in the right direction. Will Jack be able to help Thomas forgive his father? While it might not change Jennifer's feelings, the children belong with their only surviving parent. Any issues Jennifer has can be worked outside of court. However, the tension between father and son has to be worked out first, so stay tuned. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of December 1st, 2025? Days of Our Lives spoilers indicate that Sean Brady will soon be caught in a shootout with a criminal. Thing will turn very scary for Sean and his family. Will he survive? A recent video was shared by Days of Our Lives, giving us a look ahead into the coming months. Fans can expect to see Sean injured in a shootout with a criminal suspect. Liam needs money, and it seems like he gets messed up with the wrong people, which causes a lot of problems. Liam will be risking his parole even if he doesn't do anything with these people. Liam will get caught and throw up his hands and surrender. After all, he's right in the middle of it all, putting his family in danger as well. JJ can be seen holding a gun and ordering someone to free. JJ demands they identify themselves. Liam sees to be afraid, and he freezes before a chaotic scene takes place. Sean will shoot in the prep and try to stop them. Shots are fired back, and Sean seems to get hit once, or maybe twice, as he tries to help. This showdown sets the stage for more shocking events. JJ will call for help for Sean, hoping to keep him alive long enough to get to help. Will Sean get there in time? Will Sean require surgery to make sure he survives? Will Belle Black be with Sean as they operate to make sure he survives? Will Sean end up in a coma after the shooting, giving Belle time to figure out her feeling for Sean while he fights for his survival? Spoilers have hinted at a renewal for these two for a while now. Sean and Belle have always been very close, and that does not seem to have changed, even though they are apart. Will Belle being there for Sean give him a reason to fight and pull through this shooting? Sean's family is not in town, and he needs someone. Belle obviously still has feeling for him, as Sean does her. Will spending time together at the hospital be exact what these two need to put their marriage back on track? Is this shooting what they need to add clarity to their feeling for each other? Days of Our Lives spoilers are in for the week of December 1st, 2025. Fans can expect Chad DiMera to have a rude awakening. Theo Carver teams up with EJ DiMera. Also, Sophia Choi connects with Rachel Black at Bayview. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the Peacock soap opera. Let's begin with Chad. Fans know that Charlotte DiMera really misses her father. While Thomas DiMera reluctantly accepted his father was coming to Thanksgiving, we'll assume he's with Kat Green. The truth is that Chad was kidnapped and has been dumped in the crypt with Tony DiMera and Kristen DiMera. When Chad finally wakes up, he could have a headache and will be confused. Jennifer Horton Devereaux was fuming over Chad not showing up without a good excuse, especially after seeing how upset Charlotte is, and without an explanation to her. EJ won't be able to stop thinking about his past, especially regarding Kat. Gabby Hernandez tries to warn Theo before it's too late. Back to Kat, she has an offer for Jennifer. After learning about Chad going MIA, Kat turns to EJ for help. However, other loved ones of Chad will know something isn't right. EJ and Theo join forces to find the missing DiMera. Days of Our Lives. Spoilers for the week of December 1st reveal that Bayview will finally have a bed for Rachel. However, when she's transferred to Bayview, she will connect with Sophia. What are the chances that Sophia has been faking being frozen all along? Maybe to avoid facing criminal consequences? Gwen Rischek von Leuschner spends Thanksgiving with Xander Cook Kyriakis. Fans know that the villains used to be involved. So could they romantically reconnect? A little romance might make Gwen not so evil. Kayla Johnson tells Marlena Evans that they have a definite diagnosis. Later, Doc opens up to Leo Stark. Jack Devereaux tries to give some advice to Thomas. Nobody has really been able to get through to Thomas. Will it take Chad nearly dying for Thomas to realize he still needs his father after all? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of December 1st, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on Peacock to find out what happens next. The truth is out there on Days of Our Lives, and it's a truth poor Brady Black never saw coming. His daughter with Kristen DiMera is not okay, and Kristen? Well, she is more okay than he realized, and the shocks kept coming for poor Brady, including one from his mother. Grandma had a secret, and Grandma might have made an oops, but not as much of an oops as Grandma Jennifer, who really is doing the absolute wrong thing. So let's dig in and dissect. Did Brady really think having a child with Kristen DiMera wasn't going to come with its share of difficulties? And unusual difficulties at that? With the number of times that Rachel has been shuttled from parent to parent, kept from a parent, and seen her parents aim guns at one another, Brady had to realize that a weekly 1-hour therapy session wasn't going to cut it. Well, he realizes it now. And what a shock to the system it is. Brady thought it was bad enough that Rachel made sure Sarah ate pistachio ice cream, knowing how deathly allergic she was to it. But to find out she picked up a gun and pulled the trigger while aiming at her Uncle EJ was the one thing Brady never expected to hear in his life. But oh wait, there's more. His mother knew. Marlena had kept the truth from him, believing she was doing the right thing. But anyone watching when Marlena made this decision knew that it was the wrong thing. Now, Brady is devastated. Marlena is beside herself, and Rachel is waiting for a room at Bayview where her world will change forever. And Kristen? Well, we want to just give her a hug because, yes, we never thought we'd see the day when Kristen DiMera is the hero in any sort of scenario. But all this woman has ever wanted is a baby. About 25 years after her first attempt with John Black, she finally managed to get her baby with John's son, Brady. Sure, she had to put on a Nicole mask to do it, but Kristen was finally victorious, and when she does the most selfless thing for her daughter possible, like, let's say, confess to an attempted murder she did not commit, what does she get? She gets Brady, ensuring she gets a longer prison sentence and Thanksgiving in the family crypt with Tony. Well, that just won't do at all. But alas, Tony and Kristen are stuck together, eating peanut butter crackers and some sort of canned turkey. At least they have an uninvited guest. But we'll get to that in a bit, because we have something to say about Kristen's original BFF when she first arrived in Salem in the 90s. We don't like being angry at Grandma Jennifer. We also don't like that Jennifer is a grandmother because she was in high school when we were in high school, and that means we can also technically be a grandmother, and that's genuinely frightening. But we digress. Perhaps Jennifer didn't learn enough about understanding and forgiveness from her own grandmother, the dearly beloved Alice Horton. There was barely anyone Alice wouldn't forgive or be kind to, except maybe Stefano DiMera, but that was honestly about it. And she certainly wouldn't even contemplate taking children from a devoted parent, even if they have made a mistake or two. Jennifer had to know how ridiculous she was being as she listened to poor little Charlotte miss her daddy. But she also had to jump to conclusions that the only place Chad could have been on Thanksgiving was with Kat. There could be no other explanation in Jennifer's hardened world. When did she become so rigid and judgmental? And why? Not a good look at all, Jen. Javi and Leo. That's right. The sweetest soap couple of the year is now engaged. So Leo is about to become an official member of the Hernandez family. While we are not quite sure how Ariana has Hernandez family memories when she barely spent an hour in the Hernandez house her entire time growing up. Now we can't wait for the wedding. Of course, that wedding might run into trouble if Dimitri rears his greedy little head, and we certainly have a feeling that he will. It's a good thing Thanksgiving is over, because the latest Days of Our Lives preview indicates that the residents of Salem won't have much to be grateful for this week. Now that Chad has been forced to join Kristen and Tony in the family crypt, we're left with more questions than answers. As for poor Brady, well, read on. EJ has no idea his assistant, Kat, with whom he shares a love of Wuthering Heights, is actually working with Rafe and the FBI against him. The promo opens with EJ holding a copy of the book as he hears Kat's voice reciting a passage. But could the story of Heathcliff's drive for revenge be a clue as to what is happening to the DiMera family? Brady and Tate spent as much time as they could with a sedated Rachel on Thanksgiving, but now she's been transferred to Bayview, where Brady is forced to leave the young girl. Per the larger winter preview, we know Marlena tells Brady that remaining in Bayview for now is what's best for Rachel, but she won't be alone. She quickly makes friends with Sophia, who isn't as catatonic as she's let on, and for some reason is talking in a creepy baby voice. Chad's unexpected trip to the DiMera crypt doesn't bode well for him, given the looming custody lawsuit over his kids. A meeting with a judge, which he naturally misses, will likely give Jack and Jen the win they are hoping for. Finally, Stephanie and Alex are off on her book tour, and their first stop is Chicago. However, Alex is a little unnerved by a creepy piece of fan mail from someone professing undying love for Stephanie. Well, as Stephanie checks into her hotel room, she had better double-bolt the door, as the mysterious figure in black lurks in the hallway. Could it be her former stalker, Owen, back to make her his? Days of Our Lives fans are in a frenzy after a mysterious DiMera family photo surfaced online. The image shows EJ, Chad, Tony, Andre, Kristen, and Theo dressed in black standing beside an urn. Viewers now wonder whose death pushes the powerful clan into deep mourning. The picture quickly set the internet ablaze because of one detail. Every DiMera in the frame is dressed in black, and their expressions look tense and somber. The urn in the center adds weight to the idea that this is more than a symbolic moment. It looks like a memorial scene. Fans on Reddit believe the show may have finally addressed a long-running loose end. Stefano never received a proper farewell after years of storyline resets. Seeing the family united in grief leads many to suspect this moment might be that long-delayed send-off. The theory has gathered impressive momentum. One fan pointed out that EJ is wearing the Phoenix ring in the promo. That detail alone sparked intense speculation. EJ has often claimed leadership of the family, but the ring suggests a more official transition. Many believe EJ rises because Stefano dies for real this time. Some fans argue the show would finally honor Joseph Mascolo by creating a respectful, emotional tribute. They feel the moment fits EJ's recent dialogue about the House of DiMera not falling. That line now reads like ominous foreshadowing tied to the legacy patriarch's final departure. Not everyone sees Stefano in the image. A few fans say the picture on the urn does not resemble Joseph Mascolo. The urn's design also leaves room for doubt. That uncertainty opens the door for other possibilities. Viewers are now revisiting past DiMera mysteries for clues. Some believe the scene might involve the bones recently teased in the storyline. Others argue that Tony or Andre could once again be connected to the crypt plot. There is even a theory that a long-lost character like Peter Blake might tie into this moment. The speculation keeps growing each day. Another emerging theory shifts focus to secrets instead of death. Some fans believe the mourning tone might hide a huge DiMera twist. Kristen's parentage has been debated for decades. Rumors claim the show may reveal she is Stefano's biological daughter, shifting the entire family power map. This theory sits well with viewers who expect a dramatic reveal rather than a final goodbye. Days of Our Lives has a long history of using funerals for explosive story turns. A secret could be exposed during the memorial, sending shockwaves through every DiMera in the mansion. The DiMera family rarely appears united unless the situation is dire. If the urn does mark a genuine death, fans expect a major shift in the family hierarchy. EJ, Kristen, Tony, and Chad all have different agendas. A funeral could spark fresh power struggles inside the mansion. With so many threads involving missing bodies, family secrets, retconned histories, and off-screen events, the show could be preparing for something big. Whatever the truth is, viewers agree on one thing. The DiMera storyline is finally building real momentum after months of subtle clues. Days of Our Lives fans remain glued to theories, convinced a huge DiMera death or reveal is coming. The urn, the black outfits, and EJ's Phoenix ring have pushed speculation into overdrive. Whatever unfolds, Salem is about to explode again. Stay with Soap Opera Daily for every twist. History looks like it's gearing up to repeat itself in a not-so-fun way for Stephanie Johnson on Days of Our Lives. And the big question is, when danger strikes, will Alex swoop in as her hero? Or will someone else beat him to it? Let's talk about it. This week, Stephanie and Alex are heading out on her book tour, with Chicago as their first stop. But things get rocky before they even hit the Windy City. Alex is clearly not thrilled after reading a piece of fan mail from someone professing their undying love for Stephanie. She brushed it off, told him it was nothing. But Alex was so unnerved, he quietly pocketed the letter and took it straight to Steve Johnson, asking him to investigate who sent it. Good instinct? Maybe. Because that's just issue number 1. As for this duo, marriage might be on the table at some point, but for now, it's danger. Once Stephanie arrives and checks into her hotel room, the trouble really starts brewing. In the latest day's promo, we see danger literally lurking outside her door. A mysterious figure in a black leather jacket and gloves skulks around the hallway, looking like they didn't come to deliver room service. But who is it? In the extended winter spoilers promo, we even see a shadowy figure grabbing Stephanie. So the obvious question, is she about to be kidnapped? And if she is, will Alex actually be the one who rescues her? Let's be real, these two lovebirds were overdue for a little chaos. Things have been way too calm in their corner of Salem, and on soaps, calm is just the commercial break before the storm. Now, the first guess might be Jeremy. He's already on a few people's radar. But let's not forget the wild card. Owen Knight, played by Wes Ramsey, is making a return. And we all remember the last time he crossed paths with Stephanie. Could he be targeting her again? With Stephanie's past creeping into her present and trouble lurking in hotel hallways, this storyline is about to heat up fast. Stay tuned, because someone's about to make a very unwelcome comeback. Days of Our Lives fans would love to have some characters back on a long-term or a more permanent basis. Of course, Stefano DiMera is gone for good, even though they tend to try and bring him back in other people's bodies. And Victor Kiriakis is of course gone. But there are plenty of other characters that we miss and could still have back, even if the characters themselves are supposedly dead. Alright, first thing. So, some fans love to love her, some fans love to hate her. Hurricane Sammy Brady is a top request for a long-term return. Even when she does short-term returns, she is the ultimate queen of chaos. And when Allison Sweeney is back on Days of Our Lives, even Sammy's short visits pack a real punch. She absolutely stunned Lucas Horton and their son Will Horton, and also her exes EJ DiMera and Rafe Hernandez, her other exes, when she announced that she had gone and gotten engaged, and maybe Sammy will turn up with her new fiancé Dante Vitale and we get to meet him. There are even online petitions asking for Allison Sweeney to come back for good, but she is very busy with Hallmark movies and other projects. So, I would be stunned if we ever got Sammy back for anything long-term, because Allison Sweeney just has so many commitments. Speaking of Sammy though, another return that we'd love to see is her son Will Horton. We see Will now and then, but not for too long at any time. So, when John Black passed away, and then they had the gala for the Tom Horton Free Clinic, we got a peek at Will. But fans would love to have him back in Salem full-time with his hubby, Sonny Kiriakis, especially since Will and Gabby Hernandez's daughter, Ariana, is in Salem for college for the foreseeable future. And a lot of viewers would love to see Will back, just as, more Horton representation. All right, next on the list is a resurrection that a lot of fans would really like to see, and that is Paige Larson. It's been a decade since Paige was on, and she was on Days of Our Lives briefly, just from 2014 to 2015, before horrible tragedy struck. She's the daughter of Eve Donovan and Eduardo Hernandez, and the niece of Teresa Donovan. And young Paige's life was, fraught with drama. Her ending was terribly tragic. She was a piano prodigy, and she dated J.J. Devereaux, if you don't remember her. They were high school sweethearts for a bit, but Eve wanted J.J. Devereaux out of Paige's life. And in a typical soapy twist, at one point, J.J. Devereaux and Eve had a steamy affair, but Jennifer Horton caught them. Also, she blackmailed Eve to back off and let J.J. Devereaux get back with Paige. And then later she was dating a creepy drug dealer who worked for Clyde Weston. And Paige was planning to give info to J.J. Devereaux about the guy, because at that point, he was undercover DEA, I think. But then necktie killer Ben Weston strangled Paige to death in her dorm room, and Eve later, many years later, made sure to make Ben pay when she kidnapped and tormented him. Now, of course, Paige has been back as a ghost, but since JJ's back in Salem and seems to be sticking around for a while, it would be nice if Days resurrected Paige. and they resurrected other necktie killer victims. You know, Will was one of them, and he's back. So why not Paige? Moving along, another character that fans would love to see back is Claire Brady. We know that Belle Black and Sean Brady's daughter had some really big drama in her life lately. So, Claire was living in South Africa and dating Theo. But then he abruptly came back to Salem because he broke up with Claire after she cheated on him. And her dad, Sean, recently was in South Africa visiting Claire. And he and Belle, of course, both missed their daughter. And with a lot of recent mentions of Claire, and then with Sean just visiting her, maybe she's back soon. Plus, Claire may need to come back because her dad, Sean, may be in some life and death drama based on the big New Days of Our Lives promo that came out. It looks like he might be shot. Also, there's a couple of couples that fans would like to see back and see back together. One is a duo that we see on holidays and special events, you know, fairly regularly, a few times a year. And that's Lonnie Price and Eli Grant. And of course, they're twins, Jules and Carver. They came back recently to meet Chanel Dupree and Johnny DiMera's adopted son, Trey, and to attend the Horton Gala. Plus, Eli Grant has some FBI business to talk about with Rafe Hernandez. And, of course, we know that Eli Grant and Lonnie will always be back for the holidays. But wouldn't it be great if Lonnie and Eli Grant and the twins came home to Salem for good? I know Abe Carver and Paulina Price would love it. And of course, so would fans, so would Theo, so would all their loved ones, Julie Williams, everybody. Another couple that fans would love to see back, but seems like a long shot, is Ben Weston and Sierra Weston. And of course, their two little kitties, Bo and Addie. But they seem to be having fun sailing around the world on Fancy Face, and it would be kind of a problematic return since Robert Scott Wilson is on screen now as Alex Kyriakis. So it seems like a long shot, and that's why we generally only get Sierra back without Ben. But I had to mention it because it's something that fans ask for. Speaking of Stephanie Johnson's man, Alex Kyriakis, I think it'd be a whole heck of a lot of fun and drama to have Joy Wesley back in Salem soon, because at this point, she should be ready to pop with her and Alex's baby, or may have already popped that puppy. If you recall, Joy lied to Alex and Stephanie and said she was not pregnant when she most certainly was. So you know, maybe Joy waddles back into Salem in time to drop the baby, or waltzes back in holding an adorable newborn. Alex said he's interested in kids, but Stephanie doesn't seem to be. But in that big long promo, it looks like Alex and Stephanie might be getting married. So, that's a perfect time for Joy to walk right back in, because we know Salem weddings attract disaster. Another couple that people are dying to see return for more than just a minor arc or a drive-by, of course, is OG super couple Bo Brady and Hope Brady. We got a really flimsy return when Bo first came back from the dead when Megan Hathaway brought him back, and then he was shot by Sean and fell into a coma. Then we got the whole Bo's sepsis story, which wasn't so much a Hope and Bo reunion story. It was more designed to exit John Black after Drake Hogestein passed away. So, it wasn't about bringing Bo and Hope Brady back to us. And boy, I think it'd be great to see them return, and for them to have a lengthy arc, at least for a while. One last duo I'd like to see back is not a romantic pair, but a mother and son. I think it'd be a whole lot of fun to get Vivian Alamain back for an arc along with her son Stefan DiMera. And if you remember, Vivian and Yvonne Moraes kidnapped and hijacked Stefan back to Alamanina last year. Stefan is always fun, and it would definitely complicate things for a new couple. Gabby Hernandez and Philip Kyriakis if Stefan returned and explained he never wanted to divorce Gabby, that his mom Vivian forged the papers and threw them Gabby's way, and then shoved Stefan in a trunk. A man remembers a cryptic memory from his past, while one father is forced to make a heartbreaking choice, and another is a no-show in court, according to the Days of Our Lives spoilers. Plus, a heroine faces danger from a stalker, and an unstable teenager apparently isn't as mentally ill as she's been pretending. Here's your day's video preview for the week of December 5th, 2025. EJ holds a copy of Wuthering Heights and remembers a moment from his past, specifically a woman reading to him. "Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same," he recalls her saying. However, he has no idea that the woman is Kat. Brady is forced to make a heartbreaking choice. He gives Rachel a kiss goodbye as he leaves her at Bayview Sanitarium. "You be good," he whispers to her softly, while kissing her on the cheek. Poor Rachel cannot believe her fate. "No, no, please," she pleads with her father. Still, Brady musters the courage to leave. "Got to go. I love you, honey," he responds. "Daddy! Daddy!" cries out Rachel. Outside the door, a devastated Brady breaks down. "Oh man, I'm sorry," he says, tears streaming down his face. Yet, he knows he's doing the best thing for his troubled little girl. Jennifer has her day in court after filing a petition to gain custody of her grandchildren. Young Thomas is on hand when the judge asks, "When was the last time you heard from Chad DiMera?" Stephanie, who's off on her book tour, enters a hotel room alone. Little does she know that a mysterious man has followed her and is lurking outside it. Is it the same man who wrote her that creepy fan letter a couple of days ago? Back at Bayview, Rachel receives a visit from someone she's quite familiar with. "I know you," she says. It's Sophia, who apparently isn't as out of it as she's led everyone to believe. "Hi, Rachel," smiles Sophia. Days of Our Lives spoilers for December 1st, 5th, 2025 tease unexpected team-ups and a diagnosis not everyone is buying. After purposefully giving Sarah an allergic reaction and then admitting to shooting EJ, the only place Salem's youngest villain, Rachel, can end up is Bayview, right beside Sophia. These two Salem gals certainly make a good pair, and on Tuesday, Sophia will shock Rachel with the reveal that she's no longer catatonic. By midweek, even when Brady struggles to get through to his daughter, Sophia will. With Chad missing, unbeknownst to everyone that he's the third captive in the DiMera crypt, the remaining DiMeras are going to team up to find their siblings. The week kicks off with EJ and Theo starting the search, and by the end of the week, Kristen and Tony will have an update for Chad. Meanwhile, when a soon-to-be single Xander is left feeling lonely after catching so many couples in the square, it's Gwen who will take pity on her ex. But by Tuesday, it's Leo and Javi who will have a not-so-friendly encounter with her. Also on Tuesday, Kayla will confirm Marlena's diagnosis. Carditis worthy of a pacemaker due to undiagnosed Lyme disease is pretty serious, but still doesn't explain her strange nightmares about Stefano. And when Marlena later confided in her good pal Leo, she could reveal that not everything about her diagnosis adds up.